away.
Thank you, Janine. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all. I know we're all here from all corners of the world. I have the greatest pleasure and honor to introduce to you all our esteemed founder of Destiny Connect Foundation. We are all here today because of him and his amazing dream for the betterment of humanity, of the world. Hence creating Destiny Connect Foundation platform to make it all happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Mr. James Ojo.
Thank you so much, Shama Kurana, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It might be in the morning for you, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is for you, you are welcome here. Here, a change is better too. Here, a change is happening today. Here, you are in the family, in the circle of change. You are welcome here. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, Dr. Janine. So my name is James Ojo and the founder of Destiny Connect Foundation. It has been an amazing, amazing, amazing journey. And we are happy for everyone to join us today. We would like to kickstart by first introduce you to our vision, to our collective mission that keeps us moving forward, driving change, igniting passion. And our vision is quite simple, but yet profound. It is a world where everyone, every individual is valued, respected, and empowered to thrive. And I believe that today we are all joining for this same reason, the same reason to be the hand and the feet of a positive change, the same reason for us to ignite the passion in the other person, the same reason to empower each and every individual to reach their full potential, the same reason to help the other person to climb the ladder of success and live a life of fulfillment. Thank you so much for being here today. There's a saying that we all want to we all want peace in this world. We all want to live a life of sustainable. We all want to help the other person to climb the ladder of success. We all want to help the other person in any way possible. And one is too small a number to make it a great significance. So this is why we are here today, to join hands and hand to hand, feet to feet, to make this change happen. Thank you so much for being here. And our mission is pretty simple: to establish, to create a diverse, unique, and inclusive environment where everyone can come together and ignite the change and inspire the change and be impacted and be empowered to make the world a better place. Together, we can create a world where everyone have equal access to resources, equal opportunities for their voice to be heard, for them to be valued, and for them to be empowered to reach the greater height. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here.
Thank you, James, for that beautiful, beautiful introduction to what we're doing, what DCF is all about. There is a little quote, and I'd like to go a little bit further into what James was saying. And like I was saying, I'm actually in the UK, right? We've got people here from Africa, America, other places of Europe, as far as the East is China. So there is one little quote I'd like to refer to. And Our Lady will be speaking about this in just a few minutes. It's exactly what we got on the screen. A human is the same anywhere, whether from Africa, America, anyway. We've all got feelings. We've all got emotions, perceptions, perspectives, different ways. We see things and can also be similar, though we are different. Which is, if you think about that quote alone, we are human beings. And that is what the essence of what DCF is about. So why DCF and me? I'm able to live out what is important to me deep down. DCF and I have the same values and vision. We look at work and we go through our days, which is fine. But the core of life is helping to create a world where every individual is respected and valued, empowered, and can thrive. This is an international need, almost a cry for help from all corners of the world. Whether you live in any of the parts of the world, as we've already mentioned, the needs, the core needs for individuals are identical. And when we think about the core needs, it could be as simple as food and water. It could be as simple as, our daily needs of how we are working, finances, etc. But the basic needs is what's essential. As James has said, 1 is to a small number. We all need to unite and create this beautiful community where we can stand up together and make it happen. I'm so proud to be a member of the DCF Advisory Board. And this helps me to put these actions into place. So this is my step 1, where I'm able to say to everybody, I'm actually living my dream. So, which is so, so important to me. So now, everyone, I would like to introduce you to an absolutely amazing young lady, Rafelwe, who has such an important role to play in DCF. But before we actually do that, can I just say, yay, we've had our first donation in. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So a little applause, I think, from everybody. So Rafelwe, I'm going to pass over the mic to yourself right now. So thank you.
Thank you, Shama. Greetings to everyone. My name is Refilwe Sehole, as Shama has already said, from Pretoria in South Africa. I'm the secretary at Destiny Connect Foundation. I'm so excited about the first program of DCF, which is the 3Cs Mastermind Roundtable. It's an exciting program. Having been one of the participants, I've seen the impact it brings to one's personal and professional development. In my line of work as a development practitioner, I've seen the improvement in effective communication when I engage with the society, community members, or individuals involved. Being able to understand their perceptions, their perceptives, their own point of view, without me coming with my own understanding. I'm able to put myself in their shoes, understand their problems, their challenges from their own point of view. So, the society tends to trust and open up to someone who they know their situation, who values them, who respects them. Therefore, in connection, I've learned that I have to build long relations with members, instead of coming in a community to just do the project and leave. So, according to the training you get from the 3Cs Mastermind, you learn that relationships are important, and also to keep them long, not to just leave somebody, you know, and community members are those people. They want to know that you'll always be there for them. Therefore, they tend to trust you when you do the work with them. And in terms of collaboration, you know, you're able to allow everyone to bring in their own skills, their own expertise, their own experience to the table, you know, without you coming with your own thing, but you're able to allow everyone to just be their own person, be, you know, be free in a we talk about a safe space in 3Cs Mastermind, where everyone is able to engage, everyone is able to open up without being judged. So I'm so excited about the program, and I believe that, as I've already said in the statement, that it's exciting that it shows you that though we are different and from different areas, but we are the same. We think the same, everything, we connect the same, we communicate the same, so we are the same, though we are different. Thank you, Shama. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Refilwe. That's so powerful. And I can second that DCF is also in this for the long run and for the long relationships. And we're here to make an impact in the long run for the next generations. You know, I remember the day James and I first spoke about the vision and to create a global network. It was around 2022. And the progress from then to now just humbles me. And we spoke then about creating a global network to help NPOs become better, to help NPOs to get connected with other NPOs, to support each other, to grow each other, to expand each other, and most importantly, to help other people. And we are doing just that and growing at an exponential rate. We reach people through our global network, our resources, our upcoming podcast, and the transformational programs that Refilwe just mentioned, called the trademarked 3C Mastermind program. The amount of people we have taken through in a mere 6 months with the exponential results is just wow, and without any external help. So being part of this team brings so much fulfillment, and it fills my heart with so much gratitude and my hands with the willingness to do so much more work. James, I know that the 3C Mastermind program is very dear to your heart. Run us through what it is and what change it is bringing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Janine. To answer your question, it's a breakthrough. In order for us to do great things in life, we need to work with one another. And in order for us to work with one another, to work together to bring the positive change in the world, we need to put some certain element of human interaction in place. And the 3 C's are the core principles of the foundation of human interaction. Before we can do anything, first we have to communicate. We are all here today because in one way or the other, you come across this information. We are all here today because in one way or the other, we have made connection because we are on the same path. And we are all here today because we all want to make something out of every resources that has been given to us. And it just goes well with the common parable that says that one tree cannot make a forest. We all want to come together. But before we can do that, we have to put a certain element of human interaction together. That is why we bring to you the perfect solution, the 3 C's. We have to communicate, then connect, then collaborate. So the 3 C's so far, like Dr. Jenny has just said, we only started about 6 months ago, less than 6 months ago. We officially launched globally on the 26th of January. But if our calendar is right and our time is right, I think that is literally under 6 months. But within this 6-month period of time, we were able to make an impact through this course to make an impact in the life of over 100 people. But we don't want to stop there. And today, you and I will be hearing directly from the first-hand experience of each participant that has participated in this cohort, and in this program. So thank you so much. And again, in the in 1 year calendar, we want to be able to take about 2,430 people through this. That is going to cause a significant ripple effect, but we cannot do it alone. We need you. We need you. We need you to stand up. We need you to roll up the sleeve and join us and let us make this possible. One is too small a number to make a greater impact. And for us to do that, we need to find a common ground. And that is what we are exploring in the foundational course, the 3-6 program. So you will be very shortly, you will be hearing from first-hand experience, first-hand story, people that their life has been impacted. But that is just a ripple of effect. We want to expand more. We want to reach a larger audience. We have 5 years goal already, but that is very, very little. We want to at least help to reach 10% of the world population of people that are living below poverty line. Poverty in mindset, poverty in physical provision, poverty in health. But we need to first find our common ground. But how can we do that without communicating? How can we do that, possibly do that without authentically connecting with one another, meeting each other where we are, and helping each other to hold hands and get up and make things happen? So, like I said, 2,430 people that we want to take through in the next 1 year. So for us to achieve that, we need $118 to do that per person. So if we have one person to give us $118 today, we will be able to reach our goal. But that goal is going to help us to multiply that by 100. Imagine in the second year, we will be talking about 243,000 participants, that their life will be touched, that their life will be impacted, and they will be ignited in their spirit and find their purpose and stand up and find solutions to social pressing challenges. Thank you so much.
If I can just interrupt there, James, while you were speaking, we had another donation, and I just want to say thank you, because like really it's happening very fast. Love it when there's buy-in. Thank you so much.
Fabulous. Thank you, Janine. James, thank you so much. Just wanted to, there's one, we're really, really happy to announce that we have a sponsor who actually shares our dream with us regarding DCF. Unfortunately, he can't be with us today because he's got obviously other arrangements. Stuart, if we could get his recorded testimony on this one. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brian Baird. I have a few organizations that I have constructed over the years, so I'm not going to worry about my story so much today. I'm here because I'm a big fan of what Destiny Connect Foundation is doing. It's about uplifting humanity, and in broad strokes, that's exactly what my energy is inside of me. So if I can support an organization that supports others in the same way that I like to support people, gosh, that's very powerful. And so I do encourage anybody to be part of the DCF construct. and contribute in the way that works or the ways that work for you. It could be providing money, a little bit or a lot. It could be providing some of your time, contributing some of your time, a little bit or a lot. It could be that you actually just talk about Destiny Connect Foundation and invite other people to come learn about the experience and contribute accordingly. Not to mention, you may be able to find in your conversations with people somebody who can benefit from being a client of the DCF experience. And so there are so many things that make Destiny Connect Foundation powerful in my mind. The most important is how they align with my sense of something that we all popularly have heard called the butterfly effect, where flapping wings here turns into big wins over here. And they're big wins of change that we're talking about here. So hello, everybody. You've got my name, Brian Baird. Please figure out what it is that works for you to contribute to Destiny Connect Foundation. And thank you. Have a great, great day.
Thank you. That was from our very dear Brian Baird. I know him very well. And what James was saying earlier, right? When we all share a thought, a vision, or a mission that is very close to our hearts, the energy and the vibration that we send out automatically, it's almost like a magnet. You will attract people who have the same dreams, wishes, and this is how communities actually grow, right? So, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Brian and we spoke about, I thought he was going to be a guest, but obviously he can't be, but saying exactly what it is. We are all here. We can help in so many different ways, right? Some of us, we can help financially. Some of us, we can help with our time. Some with the energy that we have. We may have buildings that we could be used in the future. It could be just spreading the word and being an ambassador. So finances are not the only way that we can volunteer. And as they say in one of our ancient languages, we say seva. Seva is volunteering and doing good. Right, so there's many ways in which we can do that. So I will send message to Brian. So thank you very much for his contribution for today. And now I would like to introduce you to an absolutely amazing lady who I had the pleasure, right, to because I'm a facilitator on the 3Cs program. And I met her on one of the groups that we were facilitating on. And the knowledge that this lady brings is absolutely phenomenal. But in saying all of that, we have a really exciting announcement that Daniela would like to make. So Daniela, over to you.
I'm so sorry. Of course, that's the moment when I can't unmute, right? Yeah, well, first of all, I really want to thank all of you, of course, James, but also Shama and Stuart and all the other people who have held such a beautiful container. I mean, everybody has been praising the 3Cs, so I don't need to say anything more about that, but it's also a gift to be able to provide a container in which people can thrive. And as Phil said, to collaborate together and have this sense of community that came very fast. And I had been thinking about these themes for a very long time. I call it, we're all just human. And how can we strengthen our commonalities rather than always talk about our differences and always harp on about how different we are instead of looking at what is just in common for us and then explore what makes us unique and what makes us special and how we can contribute to each other. So I want to say thank you to the whole team. Also, of course, to Janine. We've never spoken directly, but just seeing how you've had James's back, and he told me about it, you know, how empowered he also felt having a team behind him who's caring. That is something I wanted to point out. And another thing that hasn't been spoken about yet is the accountability partners. And that is a point that I really enjoyed also. And I was so blessed to have Refilwe as my accountability partner. And suddenly there's somebody at the other end of the world you've never really met. And over these 3 months, you become friends, you know, and you share really deep personal stories, and you kind of walk side by side with each other for this time. So also thank you, of course, to Refilwe, but what I want to really point out is how well thought through the DCF is, how safe and welcoming it is. And I'm really curious about all the other programs that will be coming up. Yeah, so that would be it from me as such in my humble way of being.
Daniela, thank you so much for that, but you still missed out a little bit about your announcement and how you're going to be attached to DCF in a more permanent way.
I told James, but anyway, so here we go, because I know he'll be smiling at me for days. What I really liked is about the different ways we can contribute to the DCF. And one of the ways is to be donating a larger amount for like 5 years, or have a membership for 5 years. And that would include being able to sponsor somebody else for that amount of time. And I just enjoyed that. I enjoyed the tandem effect, you know, to have somebody who kind of, again, is by my side, or, you know, not really by my side. I don't know how to explain that, but, you know, where I'm kind of going like, well, we're going along this path together. So yeah, I've decided to do the 5-year sponsorship. Yeah, that would be it for me.
And what that 5-year sponsorship actually means in real term, right? I'm going to pass over to Stuart just to explain that just a little bit more of what the impact of that commitment for 5 years really means.
Yeah, well, the impact is, as Daniela said, that piggybacking on her 5-year membership, we are able to sponsor somebody who wouldn't necessarily be able to be part of it for 5 years. So some lucky person, and Daniela, if she has somebody in mind, can name somebody. Otherwise, we'll find somebody who is deserving and we'll sponsor them as a member for 5 full years, and they won't have to pay anything. And that's just such a beautiful thing and a wonderful gesture from Daniela. So thank you so much, Daniela, for that.
I think Daniela actually deserves an applause from all of us for taking this huge commitment. So thank you, Daniela, for trusting DCF to actually carry on with this work that we're doing and also follow our dream, which we all share together. And
Daniela, I can second that.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, while we're doing that, we got another ding. So we've had another donation. So thank you. Sorry,
Daniela,
Janine,
thank you so much. No, that's fine. Thank you so much, Daniela. And you say 2 words that really stood out for me. The one was also for the long run. And I'm looking forward to having a Zoom coffee with you in future and having a nice meeting. And the fact that you were saying about Refilwe being that accountability partners, you know, for me, that is such a special thing, because we can't do this life alone by ourselves, and to have somebody, a team, like you said, support behind us, that's what we need to move forward. So thank you for that. The other thing that you mentioned was a safe space. And we've had some questions before on safety. And at this point, I would like to introduce Mr. Mulema, because he's going to explain to us a little bit about why your donation is safe, so we can get to those type of matters, as well as give us some information about tax certificates for larger donations. Mr. Moleva, you can go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Do you all hear me? I'm not sure if I'm muted or not. I'm all good. All right. Somebody told me not to be boring, but I got your asset covered, eh? So listen, guys, with that said, my name is Botlhale Molema, Botlhale meaning wisdom, and I'm the owner and director of Listening Accounting Services. Listening Accounting Services has been around since 1970, so I'm a generational baby from my father. I'm not over 54 years, please. I'm still young. So Listening Accounting Services, we do from your certificates, from your tax certificates, we cover it all. So basically, that is my job for DCF now. I will be covering DCF's finances, and basically with the help of my board. And my board, I think you already met them. I'm grateful that you did. So we are an accredited firm with the South African Chartered Accountants. Obviously, we won't be practicing if ever we are not accredited for this. And basically as well as we'll be covering quite a few aspects for DCF. The first aspect would be what will be happening to your donations. From each and every donation that we receive, by accounting law, we can basically issue out a certificate called a PBO, a section 18A certificate, which means that you will be able to get a tax rebate from the donations that you do. So with each and every certificate, however, we can't issue a certificate on smaller amounts. We can only issue out a certificate for an amount over and above $1,500, not pounds, sorry. Someone's joke yesterday, pounds every time. So we are able to issue certificates on that $1,500. And with that said, James will share our NPO certificates. There's a link that we did yesterday that shows that we are an accredited NPO, meaning non-profit organization. James will also show that. Will also share that on this page. And with that said, I think I've covered everything that I needed to cover. So as I said in the beginning of the call, your assets are covered, right? All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Moleva. You were not boring, and that all adds up to us as well. So it is at this moment that I would love to introduce Stuart, that you've heard a little bit about earlier. He's the executive lead of human capital development. Stuart, tell us about your journey as DCF and with DCF, and how can we all become more involved?
Well, my journey starts a long while before DCF, but what I would like to share is something which is very motivating for me about donating and about helping people. Quite a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago now, I got involved with an organization online where they were advertising people. It's a bit like GoFundMe, advertising people who, have got challenges with lack of funds for their projects in different parts of the world. And I love Africa. I've spent 20 years in Africa. I've traveled through Africa extensively. And I chose somebody who had advertised, he wanted $600 to buy a cow. And he lived in the rural part of Kenya where there was nothing. And his cow was going to allow him to start a business, et cetera, et cetera. So I didn't have $600 at the time. I only had enough to give $25, and that was enough to help. And very shortly, a few other people joined in, and he got the money for his cow, and then we got feedback and everything else. But after I'd given that money, I just had this vision, and I couldn't get it out of my head for many days, of him walking down this dirt road with a cow and skipping away so happily, because now his dream of starting his business has been realized. And I felt so good. I mean, there's nothing better in the way of pleasure than being part of that type of help. And that's why, when I met James and he invited me, I want to get involved, because it is about helping people. And we don't have to donate hundreds of thousands of dollars. It can be $25. It can be the price of a coffee or something like that we donate. But every little bit helps. And that's why it's so special. And I'm lucky enough to be able to collect a few years of wisdom, because I'm one of the older people here. So I can share that. And my experience is traveling through Africa, living in China for nearly 20 years, and obviously in the UK before that. So I've got a lot of different cultural experiences, and I've studied quite a lot of things. So I'm able to give back as much as I can. And that's my mission, is to help people, because when people smile from the heart, there's just nothing like it. Nothing like it. So how you can get involved, let me just quickly share the website. I'll put the link in the chat afterwards, but it's dcfnetwork.org. That's the website. And this is the Join Us page. And you can see there's this wonderful young lady here who is saying, come join us. It's just a beautiful, beautiful photograph. And there are four main ways. You can become a volunteer. You don't have to pay anything. You just have to agree to give a certain amount of your hours to DCF in a way that suits you. And we will talk about that when you become a volunteer. You can become a member for a year for $300 US, or you can make it into a full 5-year membership and bring somebody on board as well. You can also make a donation, and if you decide to, your donation can be a membership for somebody for 1 year. So you could say, okay, I want to donate 300 to bring on one person and sponsor them for a year. So we've got different ways. And if you want to make a small donation, you're welcome. If you want to make a very, very large donation, you're also welcome. Every little donation, every donation helps. And as James said, we have this target of 2,430 people in 12 months. We only need $1.18 US to put them through the 3Cs Mastermind for that period. And once they've been through the Mastermind, their lives change. And that is the beauty. That is the beauty. Their lives change in ways that we didn't expect, and they certainly didn't expect. So, I would invite you to join us. I'm just going to copy the link, put it in the chat. Have a look at that at your leisure. And let me hand back to one of our wonderful hosts. So I just drop this in the chat. There we go.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you so much. And Stuart is also putting the links if you want to make a payment in a variety of ways.
The link is also at the top of the website page, the donate button. So anytime people can just go there.
Stuart, do we have a video? I can't see Hafsa with us today.
Hafsa has got internet issues at the moment, so we're still waiting. So let's move on.
Okay. So I'm
going to introduce her quickly and explain where she's from, so people can understand why there's challenges.
Right. Hafsa, she's actually from Ghana. She's absolutely an amazing young lady, right? Who is actually a communication leader in an NPO company in Ghana. So it was going to be an amazing opportunity. Maybe we will get her to come on, but there are lots of international internet issues at the moment. But she's been actually on our 3Cs course and sees the value of how she can actually make it happen in Ghana as well. So we're just going to hear from her and her perspective of what's going to happen. But we don't know. We might hear from her. We still got time yet. Over to you, Janine.
Thanks, Shama. Then in that case, I would like to take the opportunity to introduce Cheryl Matsudi. Cheryl is part of the DCF Executive Board, and she's a professor in science. Cheryl, thank you for being here today. Share with us your journey with the 3Cs Mastermind program, DCF, and as well in the eyes of an academic yourself.
Warm greetings to you all. My name is Cheryl. I am from South Africa, Pretoria. I am a lecturer, a researcher, a scientist, and our program has absolutely changed the way I view human interactions. As an academic and still a student, I am blessed to be on both sides of the spectrum simultaneously. So I see how this program is assisting me in terms of human interactions with my supervisors, in terms of me being a student, along with me being a lecturer and being a staff member in the university that I lecture in. And so it is very fundamental, and I truly believe that it teaches us the quality of human interactions, not just only how to do it, but to do it well so that you leave a blueprint after communicating with someone. As I've mentioned, for me, it has completely assisted me in ways that I cannot teach via textbook. I cannot open a textbook and say, this is 1 + 1 and this is 2. The answer to that is 2. No, it only came through this program. And in the future, I'd hope to see that it is incorporated in one way or another in our institutions, and not just at a university level, but starting at lower levels, because I think it is something that is in dire need. No one teaches you in high school, in primary school, at university level on how to communicate, how to collaborate, the importance of collaboration, the importance of communication and how to communicate efficiently, the importance of not just being isolated, but actually connecting with those around you and going broader than the small society or community that you're from. So like as an academic, like I said, I think it'll be very fundamental to actually implement programs like these in our educational systems all over. I think it'll be very conducive, leaving a blueprint that is unerasable and leaving a powerful blueprint in our students and our children. And we're developing good characters. You're developing people with good communication skills, something that, like I said, you can't just get from a textbook. It's gotten through human interactions. I'd just like to highlight my accountability partner, Shama, who's also a lecturer. I mean, the work that we've done, the amount of time that we've spent with each other and what she has assisted me with. She's in the UK, I'm in South Africa, and yet what she has implemented in the UK, I'm currently implementing with my own students at university. So that's the importance of connection. That's the importance of sharing ideas. So I think this is such a beautiful program. Thank you so much to everyone that is contributing in any way to this. This is life-changing, honestly, truly speaking. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl, for your contribution. Absolutely amazing of how we are carrying the flag of DCF into so many different places. And this is what DCF is all about, spreading the word. And actually, we are a family, and our family is growing. And our community, and what is the old phrase? It takes a whole village to bring up a child. So look how many children, how many people we are going to change the lives of. I think it's absolutely amazing. So moving on from there, I'm going to introduce you to yet another one of our family members, Kunle. Kunle Pelemo is absolutely living my dream in Nigeria. I'm a neurodiversity coach, and he deals with mental health people or in his communities. So Kunle is really putting into practice of everything that all of us have said about respect, giving the opportunity to people who are disadvantaged. And often in communities all around the world, what do we have? If somebody thinks differently, acts differently, does things differently, they're often pushed aside. Because what usually happens is they are different. We don't understand them. It's usually the awareness that's missing. And what I always say, people talk about the norm, the normal behavior, the mainstream behavior. And that's one thing that I always say, that's my trigger point. And I said, who created this main or normal behavior? Us. Society has. Let's look beyond those barriers and let's see what we can do with these young people who have got so much, not so young even, young adults, who have got so much to give to our communities, and yet they're often overlooked just because they think differently. So I'm going to hand you over to Kunle Palamo. He's a mental health expert and actually is instrumental in helping outline the current mental health policies in Nigeria. So a big round of applause from me, right, for taking, this area forward. So over to you now, Kunle. Oh, he was there a minute ago.
Might not be able to see me.
Well, we can hear you, Kunle. Thank you.
Okay, I thank you so much. It's been a wonderful journey with DCF, most especially the immersion. That's what I call it. When we talked about the 3 C's and then going forward to the accountability partner that we had, the 3 C's has been absolutely amazing because it delivers into your hands based on, because that's what it does. It delivered into my hand how to effectively communicate and how to also connect and then collaborate. These are the ingredients of what I do. And one thing I know in life is if you are not, try to be. If you are already, try to become better. At one point in time, I felt, yeah, I know about all of these elements, all of these ingredients, but coming became, it's
Unfortunately, I think we're having a few network issues. Kunle, I think we've lost you for a few minutes.
each of those.
Oh. I think what we'll do, we'll move on, and maybe we can call Kunle back because obviously this is the main thing that we are actually experiencing in quite parts of the African continent, and this is something that we are hoping to address and step forward, which we will mention later on, is how we're going to try and overcome this issue. Kunle, are you back? Oh.
Yes, I'm back.
We lost you for a few minutes. Would you like to continue? I think maybe we'll come back to Kunle. My Stuart, I'm just going to ask a question. I can't see on my screen, Dr. Kaz.
Dr. Kaz is not here at this moment, so that's another one. I'm just about to receive the video from Hafsha, so if you give me a couple of minutes, I'll be able to share that as well. I'm just waiting for it to download. But one of the things that you highlighted and you know, Kunle's internet challenge brings to the fore is that we're not only going to be holding the 3 Cs online, we are enabling or empowering people who've been on the course to take it out into their communities face to face, because you know, we can't always rely on the internet, and it is more about, you know, bringing it to the people who need it. So that's a wonderful thing that we can do as well. And the people who are doing that are people who've been empowered through the course. And, you know, it just doesn't get better than that, does it?
Well, it's that first-hand experience, isn't it? And what the ripple effect that they've received, and how they can actually take that into their communities and make their ripples all over, you know, their communities by themselves as well. So Stuart, any luck with Hafsha?
Just give me a couple of minutes. I'm waiting for it to download. It's again.